dancing
Oh,
already.
yeah, that's right.
Hello.
That's right, folks. We start out with tongue depressors.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't
Fucking
showing them already,
absolutely.
but these are for SR. You can come steal them if you want.
I will.
The whole box. There's
I
like how
will.
many are in here? A lot.
Mhm.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I know I probably shouldn't like
At least 100.
on recording like say that I'm going to commit a crime, but I will forego the legal advice that I've been given in the past, and I'll just straight up say, Ben, I'm going to steal those from you, dude. So.
Well, I gave you permission
Yeah,
to
bro.
steal them.
Yeah.
Well,
there you
okay,
go.
but
it's no longer a
Take it
crime.
back so that I can feel like I'm cool when I do it.
SR, we're not
Okay,
cool.
you
Neither one of
bastards,
us are
you better
cool.
never.
Yeah. Oh no, please don't. Oh god.
Johnny and I wore
was
gaff
that?
tape over our eyes the other day.
Wait, for what? Over your
Oh
eyes?
yeah, I saw that.
Gaff tape.
So stupid. So Matt like has to wear this eye patch because he has his issues with his extraocular muscles. So it has to make sure one eye is covered so that the other one can move freely and not be inhibited by the other one. And so during Atheist Experience, Matt and Jim had told us like at the beginning that they wanted us to show up at the end so that they could shill talk heathen as well. So then right before we were supposed to go back there, the pizza had arrived, and Matt and Jim were like, we're two big guys stuck behind a glass wall, and we can smell pizza.
That fucking pizza.
And so
I was watching
Johnny
and
Johnny
laughing
was
my
asking
ass off.
Johnny was asking Greg, who's like, hey, can we bring some pizza in there when we do our little chill thing?
That should be great.
And we're like, we also have to wear the eye patches, but we didn't have eye patches. We just had gaff tape. So we put
Jesus.
gaff tape.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
gaff
Oh
tape
my
on your.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, so we walked in there, and Matt's like,
have a
"Fuck these
picture of
guys! They
that?
got pizza and eye patches." Well, Arden got a screenshot.
All I've got is an
and
eye patch. Oh,
I want to
fuck.
post.
Oh,
I want
Matt
to post it
loved
to like
it.
I want to post it to like the fan pages and be like, meme this. I just want
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
to meme
You
it.
Yeah.
already do that?
Oh
You
my
do
God.
exactly
No one has
that.
I
memed it
so
yet.
have to hang
I haven't
out with
posted
Matt
it in there
and
yet,
Arden
but-
sometime.
Oh, I thought
I
I
just
saw
have
it
to
posted
meet them.
somewhere. With
They're
request to
fucking
meeting it.
hilarious.
Oh, good news, Beck.
What?
Edgar and Paul, I believe, have signed on for Makeup Bingo. I just haven't gotten an answer back from yet.
I
from
told you
Oz
Paul
yet.
would be
Yeah.
like, sure, I'll fucking do it. I don't care.
And
He's just
BB,
a big dude. He is so secure. He doesn't give a fuck.
oh,
He'll
absolutely.
do whatever.
And BB and I are going to do a 4-hour stream. We're going to talk about body positivity in women, and then we're going to actually talk about how women are allowed to be sexual.
Mhm.
Hell
That
yes.
kind of stuff. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
Can you you should wear the shirt that Arden really likes.
I would wear it. You know what? I would.
Elliot, I gotta tell you
Totally.
about this. It's like, so we're at Pride, and we're like watching this drag show, and somebody walks near us wearing a shirt that Arden just like fell in love with, and it's not the initial dirty thing that it said. It was the comment afterwards because it said, "I love cum so much," and it was the so much that just got us.
I would totally wear one of those shirts.
I love cum so much.
So
so much.
So much.
Yeah.
And
I feel like-
we were at the library, and on like the community fridge they have all those letters that you can write things out in. So of course Arden writes, "I love cum so much."
So much.
I think
Arden.
that's one of those moments. That's one of those moments where you recognize that the person that you're with, if they walk up to you one day and are like, "Hey, look at this new t-shirt that I just got." Like, that's the point at which you're just like, you should recognize how great you have it.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
when your partner buys a t-shirt that says,
yeah.
"I love cum so much," and just like, just say it.
Well,
For anybody
Honestly,
out
I
there
would find
dating
that
advice.
if I had a theoretical partner, which is unlikely considering myself, but if I had a theoretical partner and that partner came home with that shirt,
Mhm.
I would be like so validated, and then I would feel bad because I know that I would only get that experience every once in a while.
So I had a license
Never
plate
mind. I'm gonna shut up
verified.
before I say something really NSFW.
when I was a paramedic, I had a license plate frame that said "Paramedics come when it hurts." Oh my God.
Wait,
That
how
could
was
work
it
for-
spelled?
Oh,
How was
Oh
it
my
spelled?
God.
Was it spelled?
Yeah, it was CUM.
Oh,
Paramedics come when it hurts.
That sounds like it was supposed to
Ooh.
be for like a BDSM group, but they just accidentally sent it to the wrong store. They were like, "Send this to the paramedics."
No, I
They'll love
actually
it.
ordered it. I ordered it that way because,
I
like,
love it.
again, it's the whole thing. What I started talking about is like I was the only woman, and by the time I went to paramedic school, I was like, "Fuck all of you assholes," and that's what was on my car was paramedics come when it hurts.
I like
But also, Arden was sitting in the front row for the first bit of Talk Heathen,
Uh-huh.
just trying to make me laugh the whole
Oh,
fucking
what
time.
a lovely guy!
I was like, yeah. No, it was funny because I was like, it's weird doing the show live. Like, it's so much weirder doing it live. But
Right.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
yeah.
So how did your rotations and everything go in Austin? Did you feel good about it? I don't want details. I just want to know if you felt good about it.
Yeah, I felt good. I have mixed feelings still
Okay.
about everything. Well, it's like one hospital has better opportunities for transgender medicine, but the other hospital wants me more. And so it's like I kind of want to be at a place that wants me.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree
lot.
with you on
I
that
can
one, Ben.
appreciate that feeling very much.
I can.
So-
Absolutely.
What is
Both
the
euphemistically and
difference
literally.
in the culture of the two? Like the one that
Not
wants
bad.
you is the culture okay there at least?
Oh yeah, no, I had a blast there. Like I really fit in there.
Oh, okay.
That's
Um,
excellent.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Well,
makes me happy.
maybe you can incorporate that there. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe that's what they need.
Well, no, the issue was the transgender medicine. There's a rotation in Texas.
Oh.
There's educational opportunity in Texas for it
Okay. Good.
Oh.
That's good.
Oh.
and mentorship. Like
Oh,
I have,
man.
they have attendings at the hospital I rotated at who practice transgender medicine, and I talked
That's
to this
Fucking
person.
amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
and Texas needs this more than Washington does. Washington has enough resources right now. Texas
needs
does
more.
not.
What's
Agreed.
going on with Texas?
Oh,
Is there
agreed.
something? I'm sorry. I
Something
just
transphobic about
tried to-
Texas?
yeah. Is there something like horribly shitty about the way that they do like healthcare or like
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Yeah.
Well,
There
it
is.
depends. Are you a cis white man that wears a
Man.
cowboy hat and drives a Ford?
And has a
You're
lot of
fine.
money. Yeah.
Or
You're no, they don't care. Just you're fine.
Still take care of you. Fucking.
But also, I
You're
hate
fine.
the emergency department at Fort Hood. So, like, I despise them.
those are the guys
Ugh.
that admitted like 7 people, and you guys turned around
Yeah.
and discharged them the next morning.
Like, did you talk to this person? Because I don't think you did. I'm not convinced that you did.
We had the best conversation about this. He's like telling me this shit, and I'm like, well, what the fuck were they admitted for? He's like, well, you know, this and this. And I'm like, what?
Like that,
He's like, I know
you
it's
can
bullshit, Deb.
you can do this outpatient. You don't need the hospital. But see, here's the thing though. Every emergency department does that, especially in the military. The difference is that at Madigan, they have internal medicine, and so they pick on internal medicine more than they pick on us.
Oh, great. Great.
So we're
Welcome.
not the scapegoats over there. They are.
Welcome, Lily.
Lily, if you want to come in, please let us know, and we'll send you a link. You can come in and join the chat, join the stream. I don't know what the hell the right words are, but
I mean, I don't know.
So-
Do you know Lily? I don't. Know
I do
Lily.
not. But that doesn't
Oh,
mean she's not welcome. She's
Okay.
welcome. You know, Ben, I've been like taking great pleasure in sending you all of those savage paramedic things on Instagram because I'm like, I gotta spice up
Oh, yeah.
this dude's life.
That
Give him
page
some
is
relief.
fun.
Isn't it great?
I do have to say, it was kind of funny. It was number one. They really, really liked my public speaking skills, like a lot.
Well, yeah, you're very good at it.
Which I didn't even give like my best presentation of my life. I left that morning report and I was like, It wasn't my best. And they're like, you were amazing. And it's like, they were really harsh on like every other aspect of their critiques, which like, I mean, they do that for everybody, which is good. Cause I mean,
Yes,
like
exactly.
if you're a perfect med student, then you shouldn't need residency. Like,
Right.
I mean, they need to be harsh
There's no
about it.
such
but-
thing.
Yeah,
you're
but then
still
you get all this
learning.
mixed feedback though, of like because a lot of it's stylistic, and so you have certain residents
Yes,
because just
yes.
whatever subjectively they think about you. So it's like you get feedback from one resident or like a group of residents, and the exact opposite feedback from other residents, or like which one is it? I don't know. Like, but
Deb,
Yeah.
are you gonna
What'd I
put the
do?
link in the chat?
Oh no, I'm gonna let you do that.
Oh, that's-
because-
Okay.
Wait,
oh, okay.
wait,
That's your-
SR. Are you serious?
I didn't recognize that YouTube name,
Oh.
but I do know who that is. I know
Oh my
exactly who
goodness
that is. I just forgot
Okay.
that was. I forgot
Is
that was
the
her.
lady friend in Denver?
She's out here, but yeah, she's the one I'm
Ooh,
going to
she's the
spend
one-
time with.
Ooh.
There you go,
Mama
ma'am.
Deb,
Come on in.
Come on in,
I had
please.
to tell you about
If you want to,
the
babe.
fun thing that happened in Sim Lab. Oh,
What
well,
happened?
besides the frustrating things that happened in Sim Lab, but I can tell you about that later. I think I told you about the CPR
You
case
did.
that was.
You did.
Yeah, I
You
told you
did.
about my frustrations with the CPR
Mhm,
case.
mhm.
No, but there's another one, which this was fantastic because the program director and one of the third-year residents were the ones leading that case
Uh-huh.
for DKA. And
Oh.
fun. No, what was so fun about this was the week before when I was on inpatient,
Uh-huh.
the third-year resident was like, hey, Ben, do you want to teach us all about DKA later today? And so I had already read up on everything about DKA.
Perfect.
And so I'm in that simulation, just like rapid firing like everything that they wanted to know. And I'm looking so
Nice.
good in front of the program director. And I was like, this
That's
is perfect.
awesome.
I like this.
You know, I had
See,
this. I had
I'm
a
telling
case
you,
of.
man.
I
It
had
was
a case of
coincidence. It's purely
DKA.
They kicked
coincidence.
its ass. Whatever.
It was coincidence.
It's fucking brilliant.
I had a
You're gonna
case
kick its
where-
ass.
No,
Uh,
it was because I read about it like days beforehand.
I know, but still,
You're
you
amazing.
wasn't me.
remember
man.
It was
enough to still
coincidence.
do
It
that.
was coincidence. It was
It's
coincidence.
pretty good.
Okay, it's coincidence. But you know, like I had this one call that I ran on when I was a paramedic intern, and it was a 15-year-old female that was found unconscious, unresponsive, and like I got there right behind fire, and fire put a mask on her face, right, for oxygen, because unconscious, unresponsive, it's always a non-rebreather, right? I lifted the non-rebreather up. I was like, oh shit, and I put it back down. I'm like, get me a blood sugar right fucking now. Her blood sugar was
Oh.
like 540. And I was like, is this girl a diabetic? They're like, not that we know of. I'm like, what the fuck?
New diagnosis of
Yes.
type 1.
So we do our thing.
What
We
it
get her to
is.
the hospital. We're bringing down, you know, because we got to flush
Wait.
her with fluids, but not
New-
too much.
Wait, how old?
She was 15. She probably had
That's
been
not
a diabetic.
uncommon. That's
Yeah.
not uncommon to be
Oh,
diagnosed.
I was
around then.
15.
I didn't realize.
I was 15 when my
diagnosis that-
hypoglycemia started.
Oh,
And
And
I
they're
had to
usually
start
diagnosed
eating
from
more.
Go ahead.
they're usually diagnosed by their first episode of DKA.
Yeah, and it was so bad because like it was classic. Oh, she had been throwing up. She wasn't feeling good. She was fatigued. I mean, all the classic symptoms, right?
Mm.
And like
oh.
I remember when I was like, oh shit, like that. The dad's like, is that bad? I'm like, it's just so sweet. Like that, I couldn't handle it, right? And like, so we're doing our whole thing. We started multiple lines. We tried to, you know, we don't flush them in completely wide open, but we do it at a rapid rate. And we get her to the hospital, and the doctors are like, what do you mean this is new onset diabetes? I said, yeah, she's never been diagnosed and she's in DKA. They're like,
Well, she
"No
could have had
way."
it the whole time, just had like
Exactly.
subclinical, and then finally, because it takes a while for
It does take a
for
long
it to
while.
present as
Mhm.
DKA.
But
So-
it was
I
amazing
wasn't aware of
because
this.
the
I don't know
doctor
very
goes-
much
Yeah.
about.
The doctor says to me, he goes, oh, I just don't think that's the case. I said, well, test her blood sugar. You let me know what you think. And it was still 330, 340 by the time we got to the
Wow.
hospital because it was a long transport time. He's like, oh, I guess that she is in DKA. I'm like, no shit, motherfucker. I actually know what I'm talking about. But
Seems like a.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. No,
No,
I was
go
just.
ahead.
That seems like a really bad response from a doctor, right? Like
Oh,
when
no,
somebody
it
says, "Hey, I think this could be a
it
potential
happens
issue,"
all the time.
and
for paramedics.
without doing a test or anything, without
Mhm.
like looking into the case, the doctor's just like, "I don't think so."
So you have
Yeah.
to understand the paramedics are the
bad.
redheaded stepchild of medicine.
And
We are
again,
not
you all
given-
know how I feel about
Yeah.
emergency docs. at
Yeah,
this
right,
point.
right, right, right.
We are
You all know
not
how I
given-
feel about them.
We are not
I had
given
two
the
almost
credit
kill
that we need
me.
to give. You know, like
They missed
like,
my kidney thing.
we honestly, I was the very first paramedic in Riverside County to do a nasal intubation. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sure that this isn't in." I'm like, "Dude, come on." I put it in. I had because when you do a nasal intubation, you put it in their nose, right? I put it in the nose. I took off the end of the stethoscope. I pushed the end in so I could hear him breathing. I'm like, "It's fucking in. We're good to go," right? I was the very first one to do that. And he was like, "Oh, well, you must have done something. This can't be placed right." And I'm like, "I fucking hate you right now. This is my shining moment, motherfucker. I'm the first paramedic intern to do this." And he's like, "Well, it can't be right." And he's like, "Oh shit, she's in." I'm like, "Fuck you." I couldn't say anything at the time because I was an intern. You can't say things like that when you're an intern. You just gotta hope to God your preceptor loves you and it's like, "Yeah, she did good, whatever." But yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
Man.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I had a few of those. I mean, like I was lucky enough to do like ER doctors are they have a God complex that is so bad. I fucking hate them for this.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I had a guy that got shot on the right side and he had a collapsed lung and I had to needle his chest, right? They're like, "Why didn't you needle both sides?" Because his other lung is inflated. I can hear the sounds. Why would I want to needle both sides? I needled the right. We got lung sounds back, whatever. Well, it's standard protocol. I'm like, I fucking hate you. I hate you because I refused in my day and my time. I refused to be a cookbook medic. I'm not going to do exactly what the protocols tell me to do. I'm going to treat my patient as a patient.
Because
and go with
every
that.
patient is different.
Different, yeah.
And then immediately after that, they call whoever's the inpatient service and just pass them off without doing anything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
fucking yeah, exactly, exactly. Like
So
I
there's
had,
one. So we were this is my last night shift, and like the ED was just like so impatient to like pass patients off to us.
yes.
Ain't that the truth for Lily?
So like they would just keep trying to pass patients off to us,
We were just
and
talking about
they would not like let us take a breath and like work through one patient at a time. They're
No.
like, "We have to hand these off to you like all at the same time." They're like, "Yeah, we got
15
3
of
more
them.
for you." It's like
Jesus.
it's like don't just like pass them all off, like, because it's not. I get that you're trying to clear your rooms because you've got people in the waiting room, but like just because you gave us a handoff does not mean that we're admitting them immediately after you do that. We still have to take our time with them. So like, how
Yes.
about you let me do a good job with the first one, figure out what we're doing with them, and then we'll go see the second one, figure out what to do with them, and then we'll go see the third one. And they're like, "No, get us
We had
your
to give 'em all
attending."
at
And so
one
our attending had to come in. And this is the middle of the night. They make the attending come in to see one patient who didn't even need to be there. It was like non-cardiac chest pain, like clearly non-cardiac chest pain, super low risk. It's like you can do an outpatient stress test. And so he came in for no fucking reason. And that was a great time. Like, do not bring in the attending when the resident could, like the resident could handle it. Like the resident I could handle it. Just give us like 5 minutes.
Does that demographic, the emergency room docs, does that demographic skew like cishet male? Is it predominantly?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I just wasn't sure. I think I'm like the only one here that's not like in any
Dude,
type
like,
of like.
And I'm
medical
pretty
knowledge,
sure-
but
And I'm pretty sure in any given place in the United States, from what I've seen, because of the ERs I've been into or hospitals I've been into, most of them, like 70% are white dudes.
Oh yeah.
White cis.
And it's funny because like I did a rotation at Riverside Trauma Center when I was a paramedic intern. I'm like, okay, this is fucking the best. It is the premier trauma center in their county, right? And like I was laughing so hard because the doctor came in with all these med students or whatever the hell they were. And they're like, okay, we're going to watch this paramedic intern decompress the chest. I'm like, okay, so what you do is you go third rib, you go over it's van, so you don't do over it, you do under it, so the veins, arteries, and nerves, and you put the picture, and I did it, and all of them were looking at me like this. A paramedic intern knows how to do that. I'm like, fuck yeah, I was trained. What the hell? But they're med students, and the difference is that a med student doesn't have the training that a paramedic does. A doctor
whole different-
surpasses. It's a totally complete.
Well, it's a
game.
different
Not even
job.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
different
Yes,
job too.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, emergency medicine is you stabilize them enough to get them to the people that can fix them.
That's the
That's
only
what you
job
do.
I
Well, no,
had.
but my point was like no, because ER physicians are brilliant, but the
Yes,
thing
they are.
is like their job isn't like a paramedic's job is mostly procedural,
Yes.
whereas a physician's job is mostly academic. It's mostly
yes.
diagnostics, figuring out
Absolutely.
what I need to do to rule in or rule out certain
Mhm.
things
Absolutely.
to give the argument of do they stay or do they go?
Yes.
And if they
yes.
stay, where do I send them? Like that's their job.
That's absolutely
Like, their job
correct.
isn't necessarily to be a procedural person. Like they can,
Yeah.
but that's not the. And in med school, like med school is not training you to do procedures. Med school is training you how to think.
Yes. And
So
that's the
what?
thing-
That's yeah.
I think that was the whole
It's
shock of it,
interesting.
is because they're like, how come she is so much more further along in her training? And like, I'm like, this is what I do, man. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna bring him. I'm gonna stabilize him so I can get him to the fucking ER, and you can figure out what the hell's wrong with them. That is
That's
my
right.
job, you know.
This
and
is yeah.
so
This is why it bugs me when people like try to compare like doctors and nurses and paramedics because they're not the
can't.
same job.
no,
They're
absolutely
different,
not.
None of it.
completely different jobs.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. There's no way to compare them whatsoever, because what I find absolutely is the hardest thing for me as a paramedic was that the lack of respect. The lack of respect that, hey, you know, she just laid down in this adult film place and like was sticky floor and fucking stuck a tube down this guy's throat to make him breathe so we can bring him back more, give him a chance of living. And I got up and I was sticky from the shit on the floor from this adult film thing.
It's a real story. I wasn't sure at first,
so
but
fucking
yeah.
gross. It's
sounds like
so
that's a
fucking-
real story.
But like that's
Oh,
the thing.
man.
They're
Yeah.
like, oh, what was how hard was it? I'm like, it's in this little 8x10 like box thing, and I had to go in there and I had to do this, that, the other. And they're like, oh, I'm like, yeah, please
Hey.
give me the respect that I deserve for the job that I do. Because I
I
don't
think there's an
What?
interesting like conflict of egos in that because we know that the paragod complex also
Mhm.
exists, and we know
Absolutely.
that the god complex of physicians often exists
Yes.
as well. So you
Yes.
have two people
Yep.
both just like trying to ego each other harder,
It's
and-
horrible.
and it's very hard to get any
Yeah.
kind of mutual respect when you're both just ridiculous.
Agreed.
And like, so I empathize like with both sides here, like where you have a paramedic that's just trying to do a good job and you have a physician who's just trying to do a good job. But then you have the majority of these people that are just being ridiculously stupid with each other. And then that's the reputation we all have now because of
Yep.
these people.
No, and
Well,
I'm
you know,
like,
that's one way that
cool.
the ER docs are never sexist, Ben. They hate all the
I
EMTs.
hate everybody equally. Yeah.
That's the only time, though.
you know, I think that the greatest thing that I ever had happen when I was dealing with an ER physician, I was transporting a hip fracture, right? And hip fractures fucking hurt so bad. And I'm in the back of a moving vehicle, so I requested orders for morphine. I wanted morphine and I wanted Phenergan because the Phenergan, you know, counteracts the nausea from the. And he says, and I quote, "I don't believe in giving narcotics for hip fractures." So
I don't believe in.
that's what he said. That's what
Fuck
he
is
said. So
his issue?
I'm a bitch. I'm a bitch. I admit this. I'm a total bitch. I left the mic open while the woman screamed, "Oh God, stop!" I'm like, and then I hung it up. I walked in. I had my morphine in my hand, and I threw it on the counter. I said, "You better fucking keep it because you're not going to let me use it the way I need to use it." That man is still my friend today because I convinced him that it is important during transport to have morphine because it's so fucking horrible for the patient.
Transports are brutal.
Oh yeah, fucking brutal.
And that's
got
why you
really
want to
good
move a
at
body
dodging potholes.
until the professionals are involved, right?
Yes, exactly. Oh, Bree, I have something that I made, and I'm trying to work on it for you, and I can't find where it is. Shoot.
Ben, isn't the hip fracture like one of the worst ones to transport?
The knee is actually
Yeah.
really bad too. But
Really?
yeah, the hip fractures, the transport is
Because
fucking
I remember
awful.
transporting a girl who had hip fracture and a femur fracture, and man, she was in some fucking pain. And we were just trying to like put pillows around her to soften everything. I mean, that's all you can do, you know.
Because it's almost
Try to
impossible to
position her in the
actually
best
stabilize
spot.
it. Yeah, it's like if you're moving like that, it's like impossible to actually keep it stable.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna
you
move a
can't.
little bit.
Yep. You just try your. I know it does the same thing to me, but you know what's funny, SRs? When I was in the ambulance, it didn't. I wasn't like that. I was like focused.
Sure.
But when I think about it, I go, ugh.
Yeah. Guess in the moment is different, but like,
no, it's not the same thing.
still, it just sounds like a bummer. It just
That's
sounds like it would
like,
really ruin your weekend, you know,
the
like
first
fracturing
place
your femur.
Yeah, the first place I worked for was in a little tiny fucking town of like, I don't know, 30,000 people or something stupid, and so they did anything that the town would pay them for. So they had a contract with the morgue.
Yep.
So we get to go pick up dead people all the time. And my family was like, you know, after mom dying, doesn't that fuck you up? And I said, no, I think that's why it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already touched my dead mother. I've touched my dead sister, who I was like a twin with. You can't hurt me with these people I don't know. And not to sound insensitive, I was always respectful of the body and the family and everything. But
Yeah,
it just
that was
didn't
somebody
hurt
to
me.
somebody, right? You know.
Yes,
It just
exactly.
didn't hurt me.
It
It
was
was that
somebody to
person's
somebody.
gone. This is
Yeah.
just flesh and bones that I'm moving.
Yeah.
He's not, or
Bree,
she's
in terms
not
of like
here anymore. You know,
Bree, can I
lights
show
are
you
out.
this? I don't know if you could see it, but it's like a beehive. I started painting this for you.
Oh,
So like I'm
that's
gonna
so
put
cute.
a bee on it and some. I don't know how long it'll take me, but I thought of you when I saw it. I'm like, I'm gonna make this a beehive for Bree.
Oh, thank
yes.
you.
You're welcome, honey.
So sweet.
I think this is the first time I've met you in stream. I know I've seen you around. I think we follow each other on Twitter, probably. Follow a
Probably.
lot of
Yeah,
people
I
on
think
Twitter.
so.
Oh, you two don't know each other? Oh, that's horrible.
We
You're
haven't
both
met
so
in person
sweet.
yet.
I
my
usually
God,
don't
you guys
look this gothy.
You
I'm
two almost
gothy
have the
tonight.
same personality. You need to be friends.
And a related name too. I mean, a short of my name would be Bree
Yeah.
as well.
Yes. You know what I think is interesting, Ben, and you can back me
friends.
up on this. Is like if we can get you don't want to be an emergency room doc, but
Oh fuck no.
no. But if you can get a good relationship between paramedic and ER doc, you can do excellent patient care, and
Absolutely.
you can have some stuff happen that is not normal. Doesn't happen when we just we're competing against each other, but it's all a matter of putting the ego away. Because I was never ever in my life a paragon. I was not. I wanted to do what the best for my patient was, no matter what, even if it meant spending 30 minutes on scene to be able to run fluid through them so we didn't have to take them to the hospital because they couldn't afford it. You know what I mean?
I just wish you guys carried lactated ringers. That's like my only complaint.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, sir. I'm gonna have to agree with you.
That's my biggest complaint.
I know.
I understand there are reasons why they don't, and I understand it because you're limited on resources. You have to mix meds with it, and also
what that
if you give LR to somebody in lactic acidosis, you might kill them. So so you have to differentiate between lactic acidosis and DKA before you decide to give LR.
Exactly.
Geez, Beck, don't you know about expialidocious?
No, well, some of the stuff I know, 'cause I worked with
I have
some
no idea
amazing
either.
paramedics,
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
I can't remember all of it. I wasn't a
I
paramedic.
agree
I
with you,
just
Ben.
worked with awesome paramedics.
Because like there's a time like honestly like when I remember working in Vegas and I had a patient who needed dopamine so bad. It was very obvious that they were in cardiogenic shock and they needed their dopamine. And I'm like, so I need to give dopamine. Can you please calculate the dose for me? And the nurse is like, no, calculate it yourself. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? I'm in a moving vehicle. I cannot do this. Calculate my dopamine. Then they calculated it for me and I was able to give it. And the doc was like, good call. They needed the dopamine. I'm like, well,
Who goes
Hello,
there?
Lily.
Hi.
Literally.
Nice to see you.
Oh, that's great.
Wow, just the change in facial expression on SR was quite significant.
Wow, yes,
there.
it was.
I haven't
Oh my
seen her in a
God.
second.
That was
Wow. wow.
I haven't seen her in a second.
That was cute.
I will
Oh
say
my
I'm a little
goodness.
jealous. I kind of would wish SR would look at me the way he looks at you. Oh man, that was hard to say.
Say you
I'm
and
being
a
awkward.
lot
I'm
of other
sorry.
people on YouTube that
No
watch
kidding.
My
him.
last comment on DKA.
Yes.
I really would love it if the emergency department would stop giving DKA patients like 3 liters of normal saline before they pass them off to us. Because
Yes,
now you've
yes.
given them a different acidosis.
Yes,
Thank you.
you have.
Thank you for coming to my
Agreed.
TED talk. Do not do
Agreed.
that.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's
Agreed.
Got it.
And then guess who has to fix
Just
that
say no.
acidosis?
You do.
Just
Me.
That's
no.
right.
It's mine
that's
now. That's my
right.
problem now. Don't do it. Give them LR. Okay, that's
No,
my TED
LR
talk.
makes
Thank you
more
for coming.
sense, but you know,
Thank you for
like
coming to my TED.
I don't know what LR or XBalidocious are, so I'm
Chill.
gonna...
lactated ringers, and the reason they took it off the paramedic ambulances is because we don't spend enough time with the patients. They say in theory to make a difference, but I disagree
Oh,
because
and-
you start 2 big lines and you're running it in, it makes a difference.
Did you
I
say
think
lactating
the bigger-
ringers?
Lactated.
Only after you do 2 big lines, though. Just
No,
Just
the
a
biggest
couple of
reason-
lines, lactate a little bit. Got it. That's what I'm getting from all of
Two
this.
big
y'all.
big lines,
the
my
biggest
friend.
reason is that you have limited space, and in an emergency situation, you cannot mix medications
Yes.
with LR.
Yes.
So because of the calcium content. So if you
Yep.
needed to pick one or the other to be more useful in more circumstances, it's going to be normal saline.
Yes.
But because it's still gonna be helpful in DKA. It just makes them a problem for me later. But it's fine immediately to use it. You just have to switch them later, and then it's not your problem anymore. It's now my problem, and I might be a little mad, but it's fine.
I love you,
That
Ben.
just indirectly
So that I-
answered a question I had because when I was doing some of my my lab practice and everything like that, we never worked with LR. We were always working with either normal saline, occasionally half saline, and like Dex5
Yeah.
or whatever. The reason being is because the work that I'm doing in the lab is exclusively adding medications to
Yeah.
these bags. So
Yeah,
obviously we would
can't do it
work
with
with
LR.
LR in that case.
Yeah.
And not like 95% of the time it's normal saline. The half saline and the dextrose, that's
Mhm.
unusual, but specific meds need a different count.
Of course.
Especially the half saline. The half saline is very specific circumstances. That's usually more of like a patient's needs kind of thing.
I think that's why, Sabrina, I think that's why in Las Vegas, when I was practicing, that anytime we had an MI patient, it was obvious it was an MI. They got their aspirin and they got 3 lines, 2 locked, 1 running, because that way we got to them before they came to a point of compromise where their veins were going to not be where they needed to be, and the things that needed to be given could be given. And that's what I mean, honestly, I did 3 lines and some aspirin, and I ran it into whatever, nitro, morphine, whatever.
I'm
But
glad I don't have to do these administrations. I'm just
dude,
a tech.
it's rough, dude. It's
What
rough.
I'm taking from this is 3 lines is better than 2 lines. And make sure that your rings, that your rings have been lactated. That's what I'm getting from this, honestly. And I'm sure there's
Well done.
more
Well
that you
done,
guys
sir.
have said. I'm sure you guys have said more valuable things than that.
I'll
But
say the same thing,
Oh my
you
God, that's
bastard.
You can
hysterical.
sound very smart just by saying the names
Secular
of different
bastard.
types of acidosis.
You can't.
well,
you
I mean,
can't.
yeah.
it's
So
working.
on the topic of rings lactating, I am aware that that even for trans
Whoa.
femmes like us, there are circumstances where we can lactate as well. But
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
So, Miss Bree, let me see that tank top you're wearing.
No, I am not lactating.
No, I wanted to see the
Horrible.
tank top. Is it a full body tank top or is it a little half one? What is it?
Oh no, it's just
It's
it's my
the black. Okay.
it's for my pajamas. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay. All right.
I was gonna go to bed and I saw you guys in here playing. I'm like, I have to come in and play too. So.
I appreciate you
Come
coming
play.
in to
Come play
us.
with me,
We
Bree.
love when you come
Just
play.
wait.
Bree.
Mhm.
So,
I bring
Miss
bugs.
Lily,
Bring the
so Miss
bugs.
Lily,
Bring the bugs. Hell
tell
yeah.
me about yourself.
Oh, can you guys hear me okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
What would you like to know? I'm an open book.
Just spill it.
Okay.
Where did you
Where are
did
you
you
from?
what state did you
Southern-
grow up in? Where do you live now? What
Southern
do you
California.
do?
I'm definitely a California girl.
Okay.
Very liberal-minded and newly active in this community, which I'm excited
Right
about.
on. Right on.
The
Welcome.
last like 5 thank you. The last like 5 years I've been getting mainly into like well, I deconstructed Christianity from my own personal story like 15, 20 years ago,
Okay.
and have been kind of just non-religious for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And recently got more into like spiritualism in terms of connecting to anything that's like bigger that's out there.
Mhm.
And so I have a tarot channel and on YouTube, and I am at an astrology conference right now that just wrapped up. That's why I'm
Oh,
in.
hell yeah.
Hey.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
Nice.
trying to, learn more about what else is out there.
Mhm.
Definitely with kind of like the scientific approach for me personally, the way I see
Yes.
it. Like
Yes.
I need to see the evidence of how it relates to my life and the people that I know to really
Mhm.
start to believe it.
Mhm.
But it's very, very intriguing and interesting to me. So it has a lot of my attention right now.
Well, I think that anything that you explore and you learn from is a good thing. And I think that by learning what you're looking at, you apply it to the areas of your life that it applies to, and you're like, okay, I'm a better person for knowing that. That's just my thought process.
Yeah.
Because I'm very medicine based. I'm very Western medicine based because of what I did for Hever Jesus. But I can appreciate that. I can totally appreciate what you're doing. And plus, you're like familiar with one of our resident favorite philosophers. So
Wait, do we actually like this guy though? I thought we were just letting him think that we liked him.
Okay,
I
was
mean,
gonna
like
say,
him.
everything-
was really over SR until
Everything
SR to
she
take a
just
hike,
said
and
is
we'll just
completely
talk
news to
her.
me. So like that is the first time I'm hearing it. So
No,
we've got some
no.
things to talk about.
Everyone can okay, Ben
Whatever.
and others can speak
Love
for
it.
themselves.
Fucking
As
liar.
far as I'm concerned, I love SR.
I do too.
I'm
I
sorry.
do too.
Yeah, no, I love
If
SR.
you
Yeah,
have
I
a
don't know
problem
Yeah.
with
about that.
SR, you don't actually have a problem
I'm
with
jealous
me,
of
but
SR's
you're
hair.
wrong.
Is that
What was
count?
that?
So I'm jealous of SR's hair. Does that count?
I
as
don't
a
know if-
problem with
Yeah,
No,
SR?
that's
Oh.
actually the opposite of
hair.
a problem.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
that's
love
so
is the
gorgeous,
word I
yeah.
would use. It's more tolerate. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go tolerate.
Well,
Just kidding, I love you, SR.
you've
You're
been
fine.
so
Toxic
indoctrinated by the
masculinity, right?
military-industrial complex, Ben. You know,
It's true,
you've just
though.
been so.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, like they got into your mind, man. Like
So Lily, were you
Starting to
able to check
fuse
out
for
the
me.
stream and see how SR did?
Yes.
Okay.
He sent me the link. I liked it a lot.
Doesn't he sound? He's so intelligent. It just like when he speaks, I'm like, wow. Every time, even if I can hold my own with him, I always think like he's
Okay,
he's
Mama
so-
Deb. Yes, his intelligence is one of the main things that I love about him.
Yes. Okay. So noted. So noted.
we don't need to turn this into like a love fest on me.
Nope.
I have a stream. I have a stream scheduled tomorrow where everybody's gonna come on and say nice. I'm just joking.
Yes.
Well,
I refuse.
I didn't think you'd streamed yourself. You
refuse
just
to be
hung
there.
out on other people's streams, right?
Yeah,
Is that how it
I mean
works?
that's currently. But
what was
if
it? How do you describe it again?
it was Ben that first called me this, if I remember, but a stream hobo.
Oh,
I did, yeah.
Which I love. It's nice. It's just off camera. You can't see it, but I do have a stick with a
With the
bundle
bag.
tied with with
Bandana, I hope.
Yeah. It's close. It's close.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Is it Neil's bandana? Did you steal Neil's bandana and make
I
everything
did.
out of it?
Oh,
did.
Yeah,
okay,
I did.
okay.
Again,
You're
not
stealing
trying to
everybody's
like
shit,
incriminate
SR.
myself.
You're
Like if any
stealing
lawyer
everybody's
is
shit.
watching this in the
Like
future,
you gotta get
this is
some of your
not
own
an admission
stuff,
of
man.
guilt.
Like I get that you have nowhere to go, but like I'm tired of you being a charity case all the
You
time,
see this?
dude.
You see this wall? This is it. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing else going on. It's just this wall.
So you
There's nothing
one
behind
wall.
this camera.
Oh my
Like there's
God.
nothing. There's no other. Yeah.
Here,
like,
just the wall
I
behind
just hit a
you.
car. Okay, that was not intentional.
Okay.
I may or may not be
We're also
driving
playing-
trucks right now because
Oh.
I didn't get to play the Montana pack when it came out. So now I'm playing Montana and I'm taking a double.
So,
So
Ben,
it's yeah.
So what
Ben,
I was
did
going to
you
say was
know- Did you know
SR.
that I am from Montana originally? I just thought I'd put that.
Ooh,
out
you should
there.
play trucks then. Is this how we get you
Yeah,
into the
you should
truck
try.
cult?
It could
Yes,
Play with
be. Could
us.
it's
be.
Montana.
Could be.
It's Montana. Oh, look, a fire truck. Now
We
you can
already
join even
drive
more.
through Oregon and
What they just
Washington.
didn't let
and
you drive through
everywhere
Yeah.
Montana before? Literally? Like they just didn't have
It's a
roads
new
laid
pack.
out?
I
It's a new
literally
pack.
have
Yeah.
else. In a
They're
real
going
truck.
from north to south and then like west to east. So they're adding the newest ones are Montana and then Texas is about to be added as well.
Let me know when you hit the Bitterroot Valley, and that's my range right there.
Well, I just got to make it through this intersection first.
Oh shit! Okay, here we go.
You got double
Is
52s.
it a green light? Does it work differently in the
It was a
game,
green
or-
light now. I went through. Yeah. But just you wait because we all know that I have massive road rage when I play this
Yeah,
game.
yeah,
So
Ah.
if I start
feel like-
cussing to myself, and that's why.
It's
I
okay.
feel
Do
like
that with
Ben
the
should-
doctor game too, bro.
If I may,
I feel
add-
like Ben should share screen and we can watch him drive.
No, but you know what else I should share at some point? Guess who has a new video that came out?
Kay,
Oh no.
Kay has a new video, and the
Does
thumbnail
she?
is
No,
disgusting.
no,
We need to watch that right now.
Please no.
Right
Don't do this
now.
to me.
That's
So-
a perfect like calm,
Okay,
laughable
okay.
moment in the
Okay.
stream.
Ben, I have to tell you that I want you to watch a movie called Disorganized Crime. It is literally filmed in the town I grew up on. It is so ridiculous. You're gonna love it.
Did you meet Lou Diamond Phillips and Fred Gwynn?
This
That
one's
is-
only 7 minutes long, but she also has one that was like a week ago that we haven't watched it that I'll save for my after party this week. But this one, her thumbnail is disgusting. It's
Oh,
for chicken
fuck.
parmo.
Okay. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, are you ready?
No.
I have no idea what's
Lily
about
gets to
happen.
experience Kay's
Oh,
cooking.
Kay's cooking
SR,
is-
have you been in any of our after parties where we watch
I don't
Kay's
think
cooking?
so. I don't think
Welcome
so.
Okay, well,
to
this
your
is an adventure.
initiation.
I'm
This is an
pretty
adventure.
sure
For both of
SR
you.
was in the first
Okay.
one or
I'm pretty
second
sure
one we
he,
ever did.
he was here.
A month
Before
and
we
months
move on
ago.
to
Hold
the,
on, hold
the
on a
dumpster
second,
pile
hold
that
on,
is Kay's
Hold
cooking.
on. Hold on.
Oh.
I want to get. Sadie said, "Wait a second. I want to get in here." So
I just put a link in the chat.
did you? Thank you, thank you, sir. Thank
So
you.
before we move on to
Here,
that,
I'm
one
gonna
thing I
get
wanted
more
to-
alcohol before we get involved in that.
Yeah, you probably need some more
Alcohol's
alcohol.
important. Yes, yes, yes.
move on.
It's still hot.
Yeah. So speaking of, God damn it. So speaking of
There you go.
playing games while on a stream. So before the stream started,
Deb.
before the after party started, I started playing a game of Magic the
Damn
Gathering
it,
online,
Vic.
and I'm like, okay, well, I'll be able to finish this game pretty quickly, and then I'll just basically be able to focus on you guys. I've been playing this game since we started the stream. This game has been over an hour long. So for those of you who know Magic, if you don't know Magic, you might not be able to appreciate this. For those of you who know Magic, you know
I
that
do.
starting life total for both players is 20.
Yes.
So currently, me and the other player, we're in a mirror match of a life gain decks. My opponent has 731 life. I have 1,329 life. The base is 20, and you're supposed to go down, not up.
Y'all are doing this wrong.
Can I
That's-
also
that's your
share-
problem.
I'm surprised they haven't. They should concede because I have
Yeah.
kind of a. I have a trick, and it's already on the board, and they should know that basically the game's going to end when our decks run out.
Yeah.
And I have something that will prevent me from losing for running out of the deck. They don't, so I should win. But he's not fucking conceding.
Well, pride. Go ahead,
So
Ben.
can I? Well, I have an update on the temperature of my apartment. It has gone down by 1 degree.
Woohoo!
Oh, thank goodness.
We are
Yes.
now at 80. We're at 83 now. We're making progress. And
Jesus.
with that, I have another Mike's Harder And this one, I know Stool's not here, but this is strawberry flavored. And no, it is not going up my ass, in case anyone is wondering. That's not where I'm putting that.
Nope.
My next question.
Not going there.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. Good to
Just
know.
heading that
Definitely
off.
Not my next question.
At the pass, yes,
Cool,
as
cool,
it
cool.
were.
Not at the ass.
Yes.
Heading it at the
No,
I'm
pass.
that's
not
the
going
pass,
to
right.
penal prison,
it.
and I will
There you
not be
go.
on a horse.
Well, that's
All right,
good.
are we ready for this? So
No.
in order to really enjoy
no
Kay's
idea.
cooking, we have to make sure that we're not all reacting on top of
Muting
each other
yourself.
and over the video. So like you can react, but like don't make this too chaotic because then we can't hear the video at all.
I am eating
So I
candy.
think
Down a
Yes.
little
Stop.
bit, but
I suggest everybody mutes until you have something to say, and we get to a pause point.
I have no
Okay.
idea what's about to happen.
Oh, you will.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
see it.
here I can do this up then if we're gonna do the meeting thing.
Hi people, and I'm back cooking again, and today I'm doing chicken parmo. As you can see, I've got some chicken, and it's said to cover it in flour. So I'm going to coat them both in flour, and it is actually chicken breast, but it's just it's gone apart now.
This is like
yeah.
the first time
So
she
I'll
has
just
not
put
used
these
deli
two in.
chicken. Like this is actual chicken for once. So she's improving.
And as you can see, I am
It's the
I am
first thing I
beating some eggies up. Take that out.
It did look
because that
frozen,
doesn't need
though.
to be in now. Now I've sorted it out. And then I'm going to put the first chicken breast in. And then I'm going to put, if I can pick it up, the second chicken breast in. And I'm going to turn them over.
And knock all the breading off in the process. Carry on.
And get them all coated. I think I'll get a spoon and coat. Oh no, that's all right. So that's in the egg. Now into the breadcrumbs.
This was the thumbnail.
And it says on
This
the
is the thumbnail.
video to roll the chicken
No wonder you
around in the breadcrumbs.
It's honestly like she's not even
seem to
trying to
be
grab them. Like
Doing very well.
This is
got
actually
those an
impressively
easier way?
good for Kay. Like, she does not
She
usually
said,
do this
"Fuck
well.
this," and dumped
I'm
them
just
all
saying a
over
lot.
him.
That to me is coated.
It's the smartest thing she's
Right, as
done
you can
yet.
see,
Oh God.
I put the
Very
chicken on the tray, and it does say to have the oven at 200 in electric, because I don't know. It did think it said, I think she said 6 on gas smart. Can't remember anyway. So anyway, put the chicken over. Now that they're going to be cooked for 40 minutes. 40 minutes when the oven is warmed up enough. Has it warmed up? No. So 40 minutes.
I
Turn
hope
it
she's
on,
saying
Now I'm
14 and not
making
40.
The sauce. I was told the reason why I didn't make it ever before is because I was told there was mustard in it. Now, I'm not keen on mustard because it upsets my acid reflux.
I love mustard.
So that's why I've said I don't like it. But now I've found a different way. I think it was Mary Berry. She showed me how to, well, not personal. She didn't come up and say, okay, you do it like this, and you do it like this. And I was told it was butter, which is melting nice. I don't know if you can see. Butter melting nicely in the pan. Some flour and a pint of milk. And that is how I'm going to make it, how I've been told, not with no mustard or anything. Right, then it said when the Marge, it was said butter, I put butter in, proper butter. It says add the flour, which I am doing. There we are, all done.
Okay.
That's it. And then it says to keep stir. ring.
Let's see if Kate can make a roux. I would be impressed if she does not burn this.
Never made this before.
It looks
So,
really
Ben, real
thick.
quick, can I just
Like a
address
pig's
something
ear.
that she said there? Because I'd always heard that
Just
mustard
say
was a good
to
way to
add
treat acid
some
reflux,
salt
not to trigger it.
She put way too much flour
and
in there.
pepper.
No idea.
Too much salt there, drives your
Way
blood
too
up.
much flour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
So
like
I've got a
Jello.
pint of milk
Way
here.
too thick. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. And it says
You're making
to
biscuits.
gradually add a pint. Well, like I said,
Yeah,
I've got a
your
pint here,
pan's
so
too
I'll
hot.
keep adding
You're
bits at a
burning it.
time. And it's said to keep stirring it, and that's what I'm doing, until eventually all
Sorta.
the milk will have disappeared.
Let's put that whole thing in there because she put so much flour in it.
Well, that's the sauce. I'm just going to put a bit on because I don't know if we like
That's the
it.
sauce.
I
That's
know
the
you're
sauce
supposed
right
to have
there.
cheese.
That's gravy,
hell
baby.
It's
no.
Too much
congealed.
flour.
But,
It's congealed.
well, you know, they don't like
Oh,
cheese, so
gross.
That's
but mine
next
won't
day
have
gravy
cheese
you
on.
just took out of the
I
fridge,
know
but
the
it's not
sauce
even
isn't
cold.
put on
Oh, no,
very
no,
good,
no.
but I know you're
Where's
supposed, like I say, I know you're
hold
supposed to have
hold
cheese on
where's
top of it. Mine won't
where's
have
the
cheese on top.
Parmesan?
So that is the end
Where's the
product
cheese?
You didn't put any Parmesan in it.
chicken.
There's
Nothing.
no cheese in this.
Here is the
There's
taste
butter
test.
and chicken.
And a little bit of salt and
I'm not
pepper.
looking forward to the sauce. I really
Yeah, no
am.
seasoning. None.
Can you get a taste test of her tasting it?
That's her
Oh,
son.
this is her
I
son.
don't taste the sauce.
You can't.
No, I'm going. We'll get some big one.
Yeah, the sauce is just butter and flour. There's nothing else in it. Just butter and flour.
It's like very, very creamy potatoes.
Shane
Very
says that's
creamy,
not a
yeah.
sauce, that's
It's like very
shortbread.
creamy.
Yeah, the chicken's
Potatoes.
nice as well.
Not dry.
Yes,
Oh,
a
man.
well-beaten starch. That's exactly
But
what it
yeah,
is, and
it's
nothing
nice.
else.
Thumbs up.
It's nice.
Right, Lee said
He
Liar.
gave it a thumbs
it
up.
was.
And now
he
he goes
always
to
does,
McDonald's.
though. Yeah, well, because he lives with her.
He's a good son.
I'm so
As you've
so
assured me,
confused.
Ben, and I still hope you're wrong, but I know you're right. This isn't satire.
No.
They aren't being ironic. They aren't faking. This is
No.
They're just
Genuine.
being
I feel like I know we've watched this one a lot of times, but I need
Oh no.
to see SR and Lily's reaction to either the bolognese, the
I knew it.
meatloaf, or the rice. One of those three. You can pick.
Bolognese. It's the worst
Bolognese.
one.
It's gotta be bolognese.
Okay.
Why do I feel like there's an indoctrination happening right now?
Oh, this is a cult of bad cooking.
This is
It's a cult of
what
bad
you
cooking.
expect to randomly happen to you, as long
yeah.
as
You can pull your
are
headphones out. Like that's what I've been
dating
doing.
our buddy up there. So as long as you can handle this is the worst you'll
I
ever
can
see.
hear every word.
I haven't.
I just want to see. I just want to see SR's face. That's it. That's all I care about. Is watching his
I mean,
face.
you know,
I was
what, Ben?
pretty-
I'm
You're both
happy you
gonna
can finally appreciate the feeling that I have. I like seeing SR's face as well.
I was
That one-
pretty blown away by that last one. I wasn't sure where it was
Oh.
going.
So that was
Serena
good
just
for her.
openly
That was
flirts
an
intentionally.
improvement. That was an improvement for her.
Yeah, it was. It actually
I love
was
the
an improvement.
That actually was not as bad as she usually does.
Roll the bolognese because that's awesome.
Oh no.
It's
I don't
awesome.
know.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Awesome is a
awful,
word.
Awesome.
She
I don't know how
Whoa,
much.
whoa, 3 points.
I does she ever cook anything well?
No,
No, this is how she got popular.
the whole
This is
point.
Oh, you gotta share it.
Today I'm going to explain a different form
I got
of spaghetti bolognese.
Turn her up again.
Right, as you can see, I've got a few things that I'm going to do. Like I said, it's a different one. So I'm going to, first of all, beat some eggs up. Mix up.
So painful.
I'm hearing somebody echo.
Needs a bit. And I've got
Yeah,
some
somebody's
spaghetti sticks here. Or spaghetti, whatever you want to call them.
Somebody might have the stream going at the same time. I don't know.
Everybody mute.
Right, I'm going to put this egg in the mincemeat. And I'm going to mix the minced meat
me.
around until all
Jenna,
the
because
eggs.
SR needs to watch the spaghetti bolognese.
Connect it. And what I'm going to
Jenna.
do is
I'm just
I've got
watching
s-
his
I don't know if you
expressions
can
right now.
see in this
I'm waiting
dish,
for it.
I've got some spaghetti sticks.
I know, Jenna. Why are we doing this
Spaghetti,
again?
whatever you
Come
want to
on.
call it.
Because they voted for this
God, I
one.
hold it now.
Don't.
I love that. Spaghetti sticks or
Couldn't really have the thumb left.
whatever you
And what
want
I'm
to
going to
call
do
it.
is, I don't even know how to do this.
Squid.
I've seen it on video, but I don't even know how to do it. Grab the sticks. Grab the soggy mincemeat.
I love
Soggy.
breast. He's like,
And put it round the sticks.
Lily.
Oh shit! Sticks are too big. Oh, have another go. Give it another good mix.
oh shit.
Because you're gonna put your eggs in.
How is she about to cook this?
Oh dear.
Just wait for it. Just trust the process, SR. Trust the
Put
process.
it in. Put mincemeat round it.
No. No. No.
You're so gonna want to eat this when
What I'm
she's
gonna do is
done.
I'm gonna try and get
No.
another 3 in, and then I'm gonna show you the rest.
I don't
of it.
understand what's happening.
Right, as you can see, this is exactly how it is. I don't think I'm supposed to have put the egg in the mincemeat, but I only got to see it when it was like this. So what I'm going to do is pour some
So, I need to
No
clarify
simmer
that this is
tomato
not
sauce.
tomato
as he
sauce.
did it.
This is broth flavoring. This is
don't need
tomato
all
broth
tomato.
flavoring.
It's fake tomato.
Save some.
Do you remember
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the oven for about 20 minutes.
hot dogs?
But then when they come out, then I've got to put the onion in. And that's how I was shown.
Obviously, got to put the onion in.
And as you can see, I've peeled and
No.
top and tail the onions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them very thinly. Well, not too thin, you need to taste them.
Yeah. Sorry. Is he calling it bolognese?
I
It's
know what you're
bolognese.
going to all say. You're going to say, now
Apparently.
why is she using that knife when she's got a sharp one?
And
Well, I
no
just nearly
boiling.
took my hand off by trying to get through the onion.
Thank you. Exactly. Yeah,
Well, that's
exactly what I
the
was
onion,
thinking.
part of the onion sliced. And when the oven's at 20 minutes, or should I say, the spaghetti sticks, or whatever you call them,
Spaghetti
about
sticks.
20
Wait a
minutes,
minute,
I'm
this
going
is
to
the best
sprinkle the
comment
onion on.
yet. Oh my
I'm gonna
god,
sprinkle
why
the
bother?
onion
Just
on,
put the
and
whole
I'm gonna
damn onion
show
on that
you
thing.
what I'm doing. Right, as you, well,
You got the
can't-
right
you
idea.
can't see, but
Look at it.
this is how it's
Look
said
at
to
it.
do it.
Me. You guys
Sprinkle
are
them all
hilarious.
over. We did that go there.
Wow.
I know the tops look a bit burnt, but you did see me putting the juice on. So that's the onion. I need to spread it out a bit more. Oh, no, thank you. I didn't know that were there. Bits of onion.
He thinks
Right, and then it says, I can't open this. Then it said, that's big. It said any spices of your choice. So I'm doing. Shit, that's a lot. That's a lot of bloody parsley. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And then it said, put the rest of the stuff
The
over
stuff.
the onions,
The
onions,
onion.
whichever you want me to say.
The onions.
We need a tin of tomatoes for this. Like.
the devil's cookbook.
Yes, I'm going to open a tin of tomatoes as well because it needs to be all covered. Right, so yes, I've got tomatoes.
It's plain tomatoes. Yeah.
Oh, bless her heart.
It needs to go all over.
I'm
This
so
kills me
confused
every
at this
time
point.
I have to mute myself because I just
Yeah.
laughed watching
She
everybody.
pulled
watch
out
it.
another
So
can
that's
of
gonna go back in the
tomatoes
oven,
and just had that the whole
for
time.
another
Yep.
half an hour to cook the onions, and then but it should be
What?
okay.
Aren't those spaghetti sticks like burned and crunchy though?
I'm
Yeah.
so confused.
Here, okay, you have to be quiet while the taste test happens. Like everyone, quiet for this part because you have to hear it.
So let's see what it
How has
tastes
this young man not had food poisoning?
Mute.
like.
Okay, we're going back a little bit because we have to hear him chewing on it. Like you have to. He's
Yeah,
crunching.
That's fine.
Probably, yeah.
Listen to that.
Why don't you try to be that in bed then?
What bit?
That bit on that side. No, other side.
Okay.
That's it, yeah.
Working, huh? With a bit. Alright.
I
Lots
see a lot softer, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a bit hard, but yeah.
See the time when SR just like face
That's not
palms.
bad then.
That's
That was
accurate.
chill.
Yeah.
Onion should be crunchy. Is it crunchy? Good.
Yeah. Then the minced meat.
And minced meat should be alright.
Say burnt.
Been done twice over.
Alright, thumbs up.
Alright. Good.
There you go. That's K.
I
Well, well.
And
I can't unsee that, so
Yeah.
thank you. Question mark.
yeah.
You're
I
quite
don't.
welcome. You're
I'm gonna-
welcome.
It's okay. So
I'll keep making spaghetti the way I used to make
Yeah.
it, but you all can try that one.
I wouldn't trust her with ice cubes either, Aunt Jer.
If
I
ever
wouldn't
need an
trust her with
extra-
ice cubes.
No. If I ever need an extra crunchy
Cook 'em.
version, I'll remember this
Yeah.
vividly
Yeah.
in my
Wow.
nightmares.
Exactly.
She did give it all though. I think she really put her heart into it. It just
damn it.
She seemed very dedicated to the technique, which was interesting. I'm not sure where she got that idea from. That's kind of where I would go with that.
There's a fun one where she makes fried rice but does not cook the rice
Oh my
first.
god, it's the worst.
That was
She
the other
throws in
option
the
for us to
wok
show you.
with,
Yeah,
like,
she just
not
throws
enough
the
shade as
raw
well.
rice into the
Too
wok.
hot.
with
I
deli
see a
meat.
pattern.
With
She
deli
burns
with
the
the deli
garlic.
meat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pattern is called average British person.
It's
all right.
called yuck.
I do gotta get to bed, guys. It's been fun hanging out. Talk to y'all
Night,
later.
Bree.
Bye,
Love you,
Bree.
sweetheart.
Bye,
Good night,
Bree.
Bree.
What does
Oh, so funny.
what does this person and her family eat regularly? How are they eating?
Crunchy noodles,
Well,
apparently.
Crunchy
Right.
noodles.
Is that
He
what they're
didn't even
eating?
He didn't even
Lee
react.
eats McDonald's.
He did not. He was
Yeah.
very comfortable with that
How is he
texture.
just like,
Yeah,
crunch,
I know.
crunch,
I
crunch?
know.
This is
That's a
great.
good. That's a very good point. a
That's
very
because
good
he's eating
point.
that on the regular.
Wow.
Just venturing a guess.
What I need
You will
to find
notice.
out if K has a chili recipe because I know SR that would just like hit you right in the soul if you had a soul.
I'd try making it just to see if I could copy her. Like
That's what we're gonna do at the
half-assed
camp
attempt.
out, man.
Yeah.
We've
At
already
the
decided.
camping trip.
We're all gonna make
Yeah.
our own case cooking
Chili.
dish.
I
Yes.
think that's the thing. The thing I like a lot about it is she just seems really really casual about the original recipe, you know, and just kind of does what her heart tells her to do, which is what a real chef, you know,
My
does.
God, sir.
Yeah,
My God.
yeah.
That's the
Man, if I
sign
could
of
smack you
true,
right now.
You gotta feel it.
True.
You gotta feel it.
true talent. You know,
the sign
cooking
of a
is
real
an
chef
art.
is having your head up your ass. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
did say at one
Yes,
point.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Whatever seasonings you feel, she said. Like
I think
whatever
she just
seasonings
poured.
you feel. I was like,
But no
whoa,
salt.
This is opening up a whole world of possibilities.
But
What
no,
we actually
seasonings
not
found
do
whatever
somebody
you
seasonings
who's
you
worse.
feel,
We
there
found
are
someone that's
hard
worse than
seasonings.
her.
What if my favorite seasoning is olives? Is that okay?
Yes.
We found someone-
Absolutely.
Some
Yes.
things
We
don't
found
go with
somebody
some
worse than
things.
her. We watched King Cobra the other day, and he
Oh,
was like
he's
making
worse.
He's
pasta.
the
But
worst.
yeah, he had the pasta
He's worse.
boiling and then was adding mustard and mayonnaise and
Yes, it
ranch,
was
like to the
awful.
pasta
Oh my
water.
God, no.
Like a cup of each.
And then he decided that salt and sugar were his favorite steak seasonings.
Was it Guy
And then
Fieri and he was taking you to Flavortown?
No,
No,
it was King
no,
Cobra.
no. This is a male,
No.
younger version of Kay's cooking. I just mixed stuff together, tastes really good, and we're all going, ugh. You
Coulda
know,
fooled
As
me.
much as we like to rag on Guy Fieri at least qualifies as a cook. I would
I
argue.
dressed up
right.
as Guy Fieri
He's a-
for Halloween.
He's trained. He's trained. He knows what he's doing.
I dressed up as
He
him
knows
for
how to not
Halloween, and
kill
it was
people.
fantastic.
That's what I think it is. I think he's doing it horribly to get viewers.
Okay,
and
y'all.
acting like
Cobra?
he's
Yeah,
eating it.
probably.
I have to call it a night because I have an early morning therapy session because I have to be off in time to do Neil's stream tomorrow. So
Thanks
yeah.
for having
Go
me.
to bed
Yeah.
too.
Everyone go watch Neil's tomorrow.
Lily, it was very nice to meet you. I'm glad that you could come in and be part of this. And
I'm honored.
SR, again, thank you so much for your input in the show tonight. So I love y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace out, everybody.